Pleasant, what's happening to you all? I'm Calvin Lincoln, fresh back in from the Empress Theater last night from the Mark Elliott Presents the Curtis Mayfield Superfly Tribute Show with Fillmore Slim and the rest of the guys, the Spooky Fox Band, and it was a great event, by the way. Great event. They threw a few curveballs last night because they got into the culture of what was happening 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, the stuff that Curtis produced on Aretha Franklin. Also, there was a great moment last night in the show where they got into The Makings of You, which is from the Curtis LP. Very special song for me, very special song. And Curtis recut it a little bit later on Gladys Knight and the Pips on the Claudine soundtrack. The Makings of You, yeah, that was cool. They got into Right On for the Darkness from the Back to the World LP. Like I said, they got into some stuff last night. And Future Shock, of course, the Superfly soundtrack, Let's Do It Again, which Curtis produced on the Staple Singers. And it's one thing to be funky, and this band certainly was funky. They had to be, because the people that you're following as far as the studio session cats of Henry Gibson on the percussion and Lucky Scott on bass and Morris Jennings on the drums, you can't be playing around with that kind of stuff. You got to bring, you're not going to be able to duplicate what those cats did, but you do need to actually be able to bring some real heat in order to get people to not fold their arms and kind of have an eyebrow up like, okay, what are y'all doing? And last night, they did something that I thought was very special. Luther Vandross used to always say that it's a real feather in your cap when you're able to get an audience to just be quiet and listen. It's easy to get people to party, but last night when they got into The Makings of You and Little Child Running Wild and just different stuff like that, the audience was really quiet, and not because they were bored, they were listening. They was listening to the mood of the music, and it was just some different things. But let me get into that. Once again, thank you, Mark Elliott, for continuing to bring us great entertainment. And for those of us who know, it's not that big of a deal, but it's a big deal in reference to the legacy of these kids knowing